Hey everyone, today I'm going to give you a short review of a front-mounted gimbal clamp and lens hood for a Phantom 4. Note this is not a Phantom 4 Pro or Advanced. This particular model is by PGYTech. I bought on Amazon. It was about $12. And I actually did a little bit of research before I bought this one, and it has to do two things. It has to not fall off, and it has to fit over a set of filters. As you can see, I have a fairly large, compared to the original filter by Neewer, however you say that. This is a variable ND filter, and it's quite a bit larger in diameter than the original UV filter that comes on it. So the original gimbal clamp, of course, would not fit, as anyone who's bought filters has found out. So this clamp does fit pretty well. I'm going to try to do it one-handed so I don't have to put the camera down. It fits over the original, or over the filter, snaps on, fits pretty securely, and you can see right here I still have the foam block in place right here, but even if I take that out, it doesn't quite offer the same level of clamping as the original did. So it does keep the camera stable, but the gimbal can still move around, it still bounce a little bit. And I was kind of concerned about this with being transporting it in the back of a car or on a plane or something. So while this cap works great, it does do its job, fits over the filter and everything, I wanted something a little more secure. So I ended up actually modifying the original gimbal clamp to fit right alongside it, so that I could get protection both ways, both clamp the gimbal and cover the lens and clamp the camera in place. So you can see what I did here is I cut off the lens cap portion of the original gimbal clamp, so it still has the all of the plastic that holds the gimbal in place, a little bit on the front edge, on the bottom, the back clamps, and the two side clamps. And the way this will work is it'll go right on alongside the new clamp. I'll try to do this with one hand here. It comes with these handy little marks to line it up so you can snap that in place. And it's also a little easier to put this on now because the new clamp will hold the camera from flopping around. So now you can see this, I removed enough plastic, it doesn't get in the way of the new clamp. And it does, in fact, hold this entire assembly very stable. It doesn't rock around or anything. I think for transporting, I'll still go ahead and put this foam block back in. And it just shoves in here like this, just the original foam block it came packaged with. I don't know if it's actually necessary anymore, but it does just add a little more stability if I'm going to be packing this away and bouncing around the back of a car. Unfortunately, there was one downside to installing this new gimbal clamp, is that it doesn't, since it's oversized, it doesn't actually fit in the original case anymore with it, because it's a little bigger in diameter and comes out from the original camera a little farther. So what I ended up having to do was to modify the foam on my styrofoam case. And you can see I fit this just as well as I could. I used a razor blade to just cut down all the way through to where it needs to be. And you can see right here that it just barely fits inside there now. Slides all the way in. And then, as you might notice, it gets into the space for the remote a little bit. So it just turns out that the camera will sit under this little knuckle on the remote here. So even with the remote all the way in place, it's not touching the camera or the clamp at all. And in fact, you can actually still get it out. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. If you, it'll just barely touch the remote to the cap. If you wiggle just a little bit, it'll still fall out of there. So you don't have to put the Phantom 4 in before the remote or anything. So this little $12 piece gets a thumbs up from me. There are many other less expensive lens caps on Amazon to fit the Phantom 4 for a little bit less money, you know, about $6 or so. But I couldn't find one that reviewers reliably said that it would fit over filters. So the other alternative that I could find was the Polar Pro that for $20, which is not a huge price difference, but it annoys me to pay $20 for a simple piece of plastic. So hope you found this useful, and good luck with your flying.